everybody. It's the end of July, which means I need to pause that YouTube preview, and in general terms. And then also it's time for the Hangout Q&A, the monthly one. Myself, Ashley, as ever, joined by AJ and Owen. As Bob Dylan once said, "Lay, lady, lay." I mean, the times they are a changing. Damn it. So, few little announcements to make, but not by me, by the others.
Well, that's kind of true, and it is true. It's just not right now.
No.
You have to wait until the end. You're gonna have to wait to the end of the show for another announcement. But I will state as of this moment that there is not going to be any QAs coming up in the near future. I would say they will return after Horror Nights is over. I'm going to be very wrapped up in haunt season, as I usually am every single year, and you'll continuously get videos from Ashley and AJ, and even stuff from me as well. But as it pertains to live shows, number one, it's a little different this year. And there's a lot of things that we are going to be recording to get out there that we haven't done in the past. And I'm looking forward to this because we were discussing it before we went live tonight about something that we're going to be doing for Halloween. And for those of you that know how important Halloween is to me for a myriad of different reasons, and yes, that's all I'm going to say, I will state that there's something really cool that we will be doing for Halloween. The four of us. So, yes, there will be another member rejoining us for at least a few videos this haunt season. So, yes, the four of us are going to be discussing something that is going to be really cool, and we're really excited to talk about it. I don't necessarily want to reveal it right now, but I will say that there's a lot of cool things. If you are a horror movie fanatic, you might want to stay tuned even more so than usual in the months of October. Maybe a little bit in September, but mainly October. So, yeah. This will be a fun show. We've got a lively chat like we always do. There's stuff that's pre-listed of what we're going to be talking about. And we're also just basically this way the Hangout works is just talk about whatever. It's not really any sort of format or a script or anything like that. It's literally just we're just going to talk, and once it's over, it's over. So yeah, let's have some fun tonight, and let's see where the night brings us.
We'll start off with Bry's comments in the chat saying, before we get into a big discussion of the last Oscar movies of 2000, before we get into a big discussion, the last Oscar movies of 2000 I've watched since the last podcast are The Savages, Quiet American, Jesus Camp, History of Violence, After the Wedding and its remake, Sexy Beast, June Bug, About Schmidt, The Sea Inside, The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford, Nowhere in Africa, and The Constant Gardener. Pretty strong list.
I remember being like present for those award seasons. It's weird how long ago they feel.
Tell me about it.
There's a lot of 2005 in there, so it's the 20th anniversary of several of those.
And then, well, I was going to say a few 2002s because Quite American and Sexy Beast were 01 or 02, right?
Quite American's 02, I think Sexy Beast is 01, yeah.
Yeah. So they're coming up to their 25th, so.
What's hilarious about that list that I'm looking at right now is I'm used to me and AJ watching everything. I can't say there's anything on those lists that we watched in the theater together theatrically.
Most of
all of it was stuff we didn't get around here.
Because I remember the hype around like Junebug and stuff like that and A History of Violence, but we had a poster for A History of Violence, but we never got the movie.
Also correct.
Bry's Blu-rays as part of the Amazon Prime Day deals. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Children of Men, good. Adaptation, Elizabeth, The Contender, Man Called Ove, Pianist, Blood Diamond, Ray, Charlie Wilson's War, Ratatouille, Ford Incorporated, Elle, and Jonah, a VeggieTales movie.
Now, your Blu-ray list is a completely different story. Most of that stuff we did watch in a theater.
Bry brings up the Criterion releases and noting how one of the films he previously mentioned he's returned already. Because thanks, Criterion. So yeah, I'd say a pretty strong list for October with Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me coming at the start of October. Then the week after, Eyes Without a Face. Then Ken Russell's Altered States, and then Cronenberg's The Shrouds and A History of Violence.
That A History of Violence reveal, I didn't know about that until somebody commented on Cronenberg's closet video. Like, I don't think it had been posted on the site yet. So I don't know who that was that commented, but I saw that and I was like, I really hope that's true.
And then Deep Crimson and Nightmare Alley for the end of October. Which, judging from the covers, feel like they probably could be an interesting double bill.
I so didn't like Nightmare Alley, but everyone here knows that.
But I'd say that's a pretty strong list. I'm trying to remember whether that was the Isle of Dogs cover that I saw when we talked about this last month. I think it was, but I don't know. It just looks different from what I remember seeing last time around. And then Bry also asks us to talk about what we are and well, I shouldn't say aren't to not be negative, but what is tickling our interest in terms of Venice and TIFF.
Requires me to look stuff up.
Well, we'll go with Venice first because, of course, that is the one that starts earlier because it's the week. I think it's the last week last week in August that their stuff starts. Whereas TIFF is like first week in September, like the week after. But the fact we've got Jim Jarmusch's new stuff, Yorgos Lanthimos, Del Toro's Frankenstein is getting its premiere there. Catherine Bigelow's first film in I can't remember how many years. I want to say she's done something since Hurt Locker, right?
Zero Dark 30.
Yeah.
Zero Dark 30 was 2012. Was that her last one?
I'm trying to remember.
That can't be right.
No, Detroit.
Oh, that's right.
Detroit in 2017, but that's still sort of 8 years.
Lord.
Noah Baumbach's J. Kelly, Park Chan-wook's No Other Choice, Benny Safdie's Smashing Machine, and that's just sort of the names that I recognise off the top of my head. You know, there's probably ones that I'm not as knowledgeable about. Oh, of course, we've got Paolo Sorrentino's The Grace as well. He's back.
Just based on names alone.
Fancy, AJ?
Just based on names alone, all the above. Well, obviously, for me, the Smashing Machine is going to be close to the top, and the Jarmusch is going to be close to the top. But everything is it's still insane. We've talked about this like 2 or 3 lives now, but I'm just so psyched about so much in this year. It's insane.
Kind of annoying how much of it is going to be probably streaming only. Because I just noticed Bigelow's House of Dynamite is Netflix. We know Del Toro's Frankenstein is Netflix. They're going to get the sort of limited ass release so they sort of do qualify for things and whatever, but I'm hoping they're ones that Owen will get a chance to see.
Bombbox is Netflix also.
Mm-hmm.
God, stop it.
Then you've also got out of competition. We've got Luca Guadagnino's After the Hunt, Gus Van Zant's Dead Man's Wire, Julian Schnabel Within the Hand of Dante. Why have I got that highlighted? Oh yeah, because that's Oscar Isaac sort of thing with, I guess, a semi-big cast because there's a random Al Pacino and John Malkovich sighting, and Scorsese, and well, Gal Gadot's in it, so it might be cursed. Just saying.
I wasn't aware Van Sant had a new one. That's news to me.
Oh yeah, gained a bit of attention because obviously it's his first project in a while. Yeah, the based on the true story of the kidnapping by Tony Kuritzis, it is basically his bank mortgager. You know, he kidnapped his bank mortgager and basically requested an apology and hostage money. But we got Bill Skarsgård as the the Tony character, and Common Domingo's in it as well. Carrie Oles as well from Princess Bride and whatever, and also Dacre Montgomery. Uh, Judging from his age, I'm guessing he isn't. I'm guessing Common Domingo might be the mortgager. I don't know. Oh, and that's also got a random Al Pacino. What is it with random Al Pacino sightings in movies that are coming out of Venice? What the hell? And then we've also got, in the non-fiction, God, they've got a non-fiction section now. Sofia Coppola's doing I guess it's a Mark Jacobs documentary. Although it's called Mark by Sophia, so it sounds as poncy as you think. We've also got Werner Herzog back as well. And then I've heard interesting things about Lucrecia Martel's Nuestra Tierra, about Javier Chocobar, the indigenous leader that got murdered in Latin America and led to that being interesting. Don't know whether there's any other. Trying to look through some of the lower stuff, see if there's any recognizable names that are in all the various other things. I don't see anything. But yeah, Venice is looking as strong as it usually is. Oh, Kim Novak and Werner Herzog are also getting the Lifetime Achievement Awards from them as well. And then for TIFF, of course, the big thing with TIFF is there's not really sort of an actual festival because it's just a People's Choice thing. So some of these are premiering, some of these aren't. But we've got Alex Winter coming back into directing after the Frank Zappa doc, doing Adulthood, which I don't think is based off the the UK film with the same name. Nicholas Heitner's The Coral, which is Alan Bennett's first original screenplay in I don't know how many years, because I'm pretty sure nearly everything else that he's done has been his own adaptations from his own plays or books. So, and Ray Fiennes is in it. We've got Bobby Farrelly's Driver's Ed, Scarlett Johansson's Eleanor the Great, that Owen will probably hate because June Squibb is the lead character.
I don't hate June Squibb. I like Nebraska.
You just really hated Thelma.
Thelma's terrible. I don't care.
David Mackenzie's back with Fuse. Brian Cox in his directorial debut, which looks like a little interesting Scottish film. which I'd have thought would have premiered at like the Edinburgh Film Festival, but no, TIFF instead. Aziz
If it's me
Ansari's
or
Good Fortune, with Keanu Reeves as a fallen angel. Okay. Chloe
I
Zhao's
wanted to say
adaptation of
that one
Hamnet.
specifically. That's one I'm excited.
James Vanderbilt back in the director's seat for Nuremberg. Derek Cianfrance's Roofman, which the trailers look really interesting for that.
I'm looking forward to Roofman greatly.
Also, Colin Hanks's John Candy documentary as well.
Yes.
I feel like I've been hearing about that forever. I've been wondering when it was going to be seen.
It's getting its premiere at TIFF, so when it
That'd
shows
be
up then, who knows?
I'm really hoping I get a theatrical viewing of that movie because docs are really difficult at my theater because they don't all show up. But luckily, the ones that do show up actually kind of matter in the long run, or they don't mean anything. It just depends on how award season is going to go this year. But I'll tell you right now, a documentary about John Candy, I don't think is not going to go somewhere.
And I should have guessed that it would have a Canadian premiere.
Of course.
And then in the special presentations, we've got Edward Berger's Ballad of a Small Player, James McAvoy turning to directing for California Scheming.
Did that new Burger movie just drop out of the sky? Because when I heard about it, like, oh yeah, it's got a release date, and oh, here's an image, and it's like I didn't even know this was being made.
They shot it summer of last year in Macau and Hong Kong. There was sort of a gap between principal. It's interesting that principal photography wrapped on August the 25th, but all of a sudden in May this year, they suddenly went, "Oh, these people are also in the cast." So, then again,
I wonder how much.
Part of the problem might be it's also a Netflix release. Sorry, Owen.
I wonder how much the Academy is already salivating at the thought of snubbing him in director again for some reason. Like, let's just say that's going to happen now.
But yeah, California Scheming is the story of Syllable and Brains, a rap duo that pretend them to be America for 3 years, but somehow ended up touring with Eminem.
More CB4 movies. Let's go.
Just seeing from the other stuff. Alice Winnicall's Couture. Soderbergh's The Christophers is getting it to there. Dead Man's Warrior is also showing up there. I guess because he thinks he's Peter Jackson now, it's time for Baz Luhrmann to do an Elvis Presley concert film. Which, of course, is called Epic because Elvis Presley in concert. That isn't how acronyms work, you daft prat. Del Toro's Frankenstein is getting a show in there. Nia DaCosta's adaptation of Hedda Gabler. It Was Just an Accident, which is the one that I think did rounds successfully at Cannes.
It won the Palm, yeah.
Yeah. Also, Conan's return with If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Paul Greengrass is the Lost... Go ahead.
That's another one I've been wondering, like, where the hell is it? Because it had so much acclaim out of Sundance.
Paul Greengrass's The Lost Bus. Linklater's Nouvelle Vague. Hikari's Rental Family with Brendan Fraser being Brendan Fraser from at least the posters that I've seen. Joachim Trier's Sentimental Value. Smashing Machine from Safdie also getting a showcase there. And Rian Johnson's Wake Up Dead Man, which they've also announced I think is the opening film for the London Film Festival, which will be mid-October-ish, so yeah. Dear God.
So you learned with Glass Onion that this franchise needs to be seen theatrically. You got burned with Glass Onion. You will not get burned. Wake Up Dead Man needs a theatrical release. I don't care what streaming service it's on. It has to get at least 1 week.
And
Make
then
it a secret movie if you really want to do that.
a couple of nods for the Midnight Madness section as well, because Matt Johnson's finally bringing Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. I still watch the Nintendo Wii update video like every couple of weeks just because it's so good. And then Ben Wheatley's back, hopefully, with better stuff in normal, which looks to be basically nobody, but also not nobody. The only reason I say that is because Bob's co-developed the story, and Kolstad, who did the story as well as the screenplay, worked on the first 3 John Wicks and both Nobody films, including the one that's coming out in a couple of months, I think. Oh no, next month, mid-August. So he'll be big, And considering how the plot is, Odenkirk's character comes in as a temporary sheriff and finds out the town of Normal is completely run by the criminal underground. So maybe it's like the Raid, but just in a town rather than a tower block.
I was thinking, my mind went to Hot Fuzz, but
it's just after the mares that were his direction of Rebecca and whatever he did with the second Meg film, I'm hoping it turns around a bit. Don't get me wrong, In the Earth in Between was pretty good and whatever, but and then supposedly he's also got Bulk coming out, which doesn't even have a Wikipedia page because nobody has a clue about it.
Wasn't Free Fire his?
Yeah.
If he could make another action, because he seems to want to make action for some reason. If he made something like Free Fire again, I think that's the lane he should probably be in.
I mean, considering from who's doing the script and whatever, and we've seen what Bob's done with Nobody, maybe we are angling that way. Then again, the Fonz is apparently the mayor of the town in that film, so I don't know. Then again, he might play it more like Hank Zipser or whatever it is that he did over here in the UK. And then also, because it's the 50th anniversary of TIFF, God knows how many classic films are plenty. Boogie Nights, Dead Ringers, Brain Dead, In the Cut, Jennifer's Body, John Woo's The Killer, Lady Macbeth, My Beautiful Laundrette, a whole bunch of them getting shown as a sort of 50 years retrospective.
I was expecting to hear a lot of Jason Reitman movies, because I used to know a lot of people that went to TIFF, and they would say, I've met Jason Reitman 6 times, and every one of those times was at TIFF. So it's like he's almost a permanent resident there.
I mean, there is one Jason Reitman film showing as part of the 50th, but it's probably not the one you're thinking of. Because looking at the list, I wouldn't have said that was the one that they choose. I don't know if you want to try and guess.
Based on that, I would guess young adult.
No, Thank You for Smoking.
Oh, okay.
Considering his back catalogue, it's one of the ones that I would have less thought was going to be the one that would show up, but... But then again, I've also just realised, considering the name I did mention in terms of PTA, I noticed that I'm wondering now whether... Oh no, because if it's coming out September, unless it's going to be a last-minute edition, it's not going to be going to any of the festivals. Is that usual? That isn't usual for PTA, right? I want to say everything else so far has had a run at either Venice or TIFF or even London. So I don't know how that's
Yeah, because
going
I
to
would
work.
think if he has anything, the festivals would desperately want it.
Yeah, and it'd have to be a semi last minute edition because I don't know whether TIFF or I don't think Venice does, but I don't know whether TIFF does like mystery screenings like London does. You know, where they sort of do a last minute, we're not telling you what this is sort of thing. Can't remember. Anyway, that's our preview of that. Josie saying, got the notes. Don't worry, Josie, we have. Also complimenting your haircut, Owen.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Josie. Thank you. It just happened yesterday, and it's been a long time coming now,
It's been a
but luckily,
while.
finally got taken care of yesterday. So I'm ready for Horror Nights now,
Speaking
and
of
to do
hair,
videos again.
speaking of hair, I just ordered my Madison Reed hair coloring for my birthday.
Mm.
Did we hear about the Chuck E. Cheese mascot worker that got arrested for credit card fraud in Florida? Who did
Vaguely.
actually get arrested in his uniform and everything in front of the kids? Which at this point, because it's
Hmm.
kind of related, Owen, how marked out were the news that, you know, the Scream guys
Oh,
were
oh
reuniting
my
for
God!
FNAF
Yeah,
2?
the Scream reunion in 5 nights. Oh my God, yes. So, for those of you that don't necessarily understand what Ashley's saying, which I'm sure everybody here is going to know what I'm talking about, they just announced Skeet Ulrich for Five Nights at Freddy's, which, yes, please, million times a day, absolutely. Um, yeah. Also announced the fact, well, there's not really announced, but it's already been made well clear that we're doing a house this year on both coasts based on the film of Five Nights at Freddy's, and more information is forthcoming. As a matter of fact, after this airs, sometime within the next few weeks, more information will actually come to fruition, and that will be something that everybody will know about. So yeah, it's going to be something that I'm kind of shocked I'm not a part of, but I mean, I guess there's reasons for that. Again, the only thing that separates me and Matthew Lillard is the fact he's taller than I am, and that's a shoot, 100%. We have the same facial structure. We look very similar. The only difference is he's taller than I am. Honestly, just look at some of
Well,
the
you
new
know,
pictures of him, especially like Life of Chuck comes to mind immediately, and especially him in Five Nights.
he's been one of my favorite actors for a long time.
Yes,
Since you've known me, actually.
that's correct.
I haven't seen it the way other people have, but I know you've told me several people have brought that up.
Many people have brought this up. But yeah, a Scream reunion, I'm totally down with. Absolutely, it's going to be fantastic. I liked the first movie. I did. I didn't play the game series at all, but I enjoyed it for what it was. And this new one looks better overall. Looks like they put more into it. Scott Cawthon was like, "Hey, let's make this work this time around, and not just try to go for the cash grab. That actually make a real good movie." And that's what they look like they're going for. So Skeet Ulrich coming back is going to be great. I like that. So Matthew and Skeet together again. It's not a Scream movie, but I mean we're getting closer. So you never know what may come in the future. They're both dead, so it's possible. So
I mean, we could open up the Scream can of worms.
we'll talk about that in a couple of months. That's all I'm going to say.
Josie also says, for some reason, I can picture Jack O'Connell from Sinners playing a Chuck E. Cheese parody kind of figure. Something akin to Lester's Possum Park in a Goofy film.
Is it because he can dance? I imagine that plays a part.
Wasn't that the Nick Cage movie that basically was the same thing, like that same concept
You mean Willy's Wonderland?
that everybody seemed to like but AJ?
It's insane to me
the
that
thing that
people.
didn't help with that is Nicolas Cage not saying anything. Like, it legit could have been, if it wasn't, it probably wouldn't have got the traction if it wasn't Nicolas Cage. Because if it's somebody that doesn't say anything and just does sort of a performance mannerism wise, a lot of people will probably do that. Because from what I remember, Nicholas wasn't too extrovert in that role compared to what we've seen since with like the Surfer and things like that.
Yeah, that's a great thing to bring up with me right now. Kind of like what George Clooney did when he was a turkey on South Park.
I think if maybe if Cage had his energy from something like Mom and Dad in that, it would have been more of something. But I can. You open up the Willy's Wonderland box and I could just hate for hours. So
I would have said Renfield myself based on something I saw. So
he's brilliant in Renfield.
Really enjoyed him in Renfield.
You could tell Dracula was a dream role, and it's
certainly. Continue.
Josie said, I was trying to make sense of this one because it's interesting.
It's odd.
I showed my mum Sinners a few weeks ago. She said one of the female vampires who sang with Remick looked like she had resting constipation face. Yeah. Wow.
I feel like I might know which one that is.
Josie says, can we please get a rundown Southland Tales reunion at the Oscars with Dwayne and Sean William Scott?
See, the difference is, Josie, that Dwayne Johnson has a chance to be nominated for awards. Sean Scott is lucky he's allowed to go to award shows.
I mean, if you're gonna do a Southland Tales reunion, you should also bring out Timberlake to just sort of play a recording of himself talking while he stands on the stage and just kind of.
Oh, we're going into that kind of worms. I love it, Maggle.
Hey, as long as he dresses like his wannabe Bill Gates character, we're good to go.
Although it does say a lot that apparently, Smurfs is being considered a bad version of Trolls. Not, just because, we're bringing up Timberlake. What?
I love Trolls for many reasons, and I don't need to elaborate, but I will say the fact that we don't need another Smurfs movie.
Well, especially because one of the fucking things off the soundtrack got nominated for a Kids' Choice Award, even though the soundtrack came out only 2 weeks before the award came out, so nobody was fucking interested. No wonder Defying Gravity won. Like, all the other films have been out for like months. Like, Smurfs, the soundtrack was out. The movie didn't come out for another, like, month. The fuck? Josie's saying so excited to see Vicky Creeps in a Jarmusch movie. Just got married a few weeks ago. Jarmusch's birthday is the day after my brother's in January 22nd, her brother Mike.
Lord.
Also, apparently, Fala Chen is somebody to watch out for in Ballad of a Small Player, which is the burger movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean the founder. She won the Miss China International Pageant 2005, apparently.
Interesting.
One of the films in the Discovery section that piqued my interest was 100 Sunset. And lists the brief summary here. A young introverted thief spies on her Tibetan community in Parkdale, Toronto, where she meets an unexpected confidant.
It's further down.
Yeah. Because I scrolled down, it sort of went around. I'll never forget when I watched Glass Onion on Christmas Eve with my aunt and uncle in Vegas with regard to Edward Norton's character based on Musk. She said I was disappointed because I was initially impressed with Musk, to which my uncle was, I was never impressed with him. Spencer's in and says, let's all remember that my soul to take rocks and Pacific Heights is the GOAT.
Oh, dear Lord. And
Josie says, apparently Warner Brothers don't want to try the festival route. Oh. So basically, they're trying to Kyoto versus Acme this then. God, imagine if that's what happens. He makes this film for them, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not releasing it because tax, because we need all the money for when we're selling it off to insert name here."
Oh, the Batgirl movie.
They
You think?
would, they would be dumb enough to do that to a DiCaprio movie. Like even to like separate PTA for a second. It's a fucking DiCaprio movie too.
Yeah. I still feel ashamed when I saw his name in the credits for that bloody. What was the. Was it just called Robin Hood, or did it have a blooming. It had a subtitle, didn't it?
Oh, the Taron Egerton one. I
Yeah.
think it was just called it was just called Robin Hood.
I can't remember. And Josie's mentions that Licorice Pizza also didn't get the festival attention. Which,
Which is
well,
interesting. It just kind of feels like a festival movie. It's weird that it didn't.
it might. Part of me wonders whether it did show up at London, but that might have been by the time that it had already come out in America, maybe. And it's just it basically had a London premiere to sort of make it grander. I can't remember.
Okay, we're good now.
Spencer says thoughts on I'm Still Here. Great movie. I cried. That and His Three Daughters is amazing. I love Carrie Coon.
We're talking from this past year.
I think so. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I was saying in one of our awards videos that I think it'll be in a year that was really controversial. I feel like that'll be one where its Best Picture nomination will really sort of stand the test of time. Like when it feels like it came out of nowhere when it got nominated, but that's one where I think when people look back on it, it's like, oh, at least they did that right that year.
I mean, when I got out of it, I was thinking, we're gonna lose the Oscar now. I was scared to death at this point. That was gonna happen. But,
I mean,
it did, but it didn't happen the way it should have.
yeah.
But I was scared that performance was going to be what was going to take it. Because it's such a strong performance.
Yeah. We're in that territory now. It's like me talking about last season isn't good.
Nope. Okay,
and my mouth is opened like 5 different times, and I said nah.
That's why it will just be forever in the chat. It will be forever in the description as we're not talking about Kevin.
Yeah.
Spencer also says, I love Bite the Sea with Angelina Jolie.
You did? Didn't she? She directed that too, didn't she? I
think so.
My memory is totally. It was like when Fassbender and Alicia Vikander did their movie. It's like I only know it as the movie they did. I don't remember a frame of it.
It as The Light Between Oceans.
That's what it's called. I completely forgot.
Wow.
That wasn't even part of the bit. I legit forgot the title.
Although I do find it interesting that, like, I don't think she's really practically everything she's done since has been theatre. I don't think I've seen her in. I'm just trying to see if I can bring her stuff up because, like, she's been in like theatre. I feel for the last point in the last 2 years. I don't remember her being in Rumours. I don't remember her being in Firebrand. I don't remember her being in The Assessment. And apparently she's in The Wizard of the Kremlin. Whatever that is. And then she's... Oh, her and Fassbender are in some South Korean sci-fi thing. And The Last Day. Oh, it doesn't even credit her theatre stuff. Okay. I just feel like I haven't seen a lot from her, you know, in quite a while.
She really it sucks because she's so talented, but 2015 really was like her peak.
Yeah.
Because the Danish Girl is not good, but I stand by that she did well. She earned that Oscar, but she was in the wrong category very clearly. But Ex Machina being the same year is like that's like peak Vikander.
I wonder honestly whether it was the fact that Tomb Raider failed that really stopped her from being as big a name as she could have been because of whether was it Universal that did that? Oh no, it was MGM and Warner Brothers distributing it. Whether they blamed her for it, which isn't really
I think
entirely fair because it wasn't a super strong script.
it was sort of like that Tomb Raider was just like, how did you cast the last Tomb Raider movie? Oh, we just tapped the shoulder of like the most recent Oscar winner. And it's like, oh, let's try that again.
Plus, they were trying to have Vikander's portrayal be more of the what's her name? Bloody. Hang on, I'm trying to remember who it did. It was the voice and the likeness of Lara for that production. Where is it? Camilla Luddington, who also hasn't done a lot because she's just doing Grey's Anatomy and is making a shit ton of money there. Go go. um. Oh, Spencer's continuing on. Megan 2.0 reminds me of when Happy Death Day 2 went sci-fi for no reason for the worst.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're very complicated.
Then again, I kind of enjoyed Megan 2 more. Because Happy Death Day 2 sort of didn't really make sense to happen. Whereas Megan, you could have seen that sort of made out into a franchise. And if anything, they kind of gremlinsed it. After the first one being semi-serious, 2 just went sort of like kind of full-on parody of itself to some extent, which I didn't think was sort of the worst move that it should have done, considering how, you know, I think The Conjuring 1 is a perfect film, and then everything that's come afterwards has just cheapened it. Sort of thing. I'm kind of pleased I haven't seen the other ones in cinema. Any of them. The Nun, the Annabelles, whatever the shit is.
Annabelle Creation is quite good. That's the extent of my defense.
Spencer's also said to you, AJ, I've finally watched Barry because of you, and the show should be rolling in Emmys. In Emmys.
Yeah.
I love that as well as Adolescence.
Yeah, Barry might be one of my favorite shows ever. And will continue to be when all is said and done.
Thoughts on Linda Cardellini as Pamela Voorhees being casted for the prequel show and officially casting young Jason, which was the kid that was previously on the Chucky TV series.
I'm actually really curious about this show. I can't imagine there's much you can do with it, but for some reason I really want to see it.
The really confusing thing as well is there's some sort of like short that's going up on YouTube Wednesday the 13th
Yeah.
of August, which I guess is a prequel to the prequel. But also like is an advert for a cider company or something. I noticed the small print is like, oh, so it was basically bankrolled by this cider company. So there'll be a lot of people getting drunk on cider. Fuck beer. Yeah.
We already know ads are out of control, but we're really in Blade Runner territory now.
I tell you, the only ads
Actually,
are allowed to be directed by Wes Anderson when he's being self-deferential to himself. All the
it's
times.
we're past Blade Runner. We're getting much closer to the Rashida Jones episode of Black Mirror as far as ads go.
Mm-hmm. True. They've also officially started production on a 13th film because the lawsuits have finally been settled. Well, we'll say, because who knows what the shit will happen with that. Spencer says, I really love what Brazil has to offer. I don't know in what context. I'm guessing in terms of films. This is
What was that, Colin?
This is one that I've been seeing a lot, and I'm disappointed that somebody from our following is also. I can't say jumping on the bandwagon because obviously it's your opinion, but Spencer says, is there any actor you were annoyed by this year? Mine is Pedro Pascal. What a bag of unseasoned peanuts.
I like Pedro Pascal. He's had a good year, and he's serviceable in what he does. He's a talented actor, and every time he shows up on anything, I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem with him.
Yeah, I had the argument in Pascal's favor that we talked about, but I don't know if we can have that conversation now because there's so many spoilers in it
Mm-hmm. You can't.
for various different projects.
Yeah, I was going to say, are we
But
touching on
He has
materialists?
small.
Are we touching on Fantastic Four?
He has small, crucial roles in many projects, but none of them make him overbearing to watch.
yeah, in most of the things he's in, his part is a lot smaller than you would think.
Mm-hmm.
Only yesterday I was introduced to his random. You can't say cameo because it was before he was famous, but when he showed up in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Actually, when I watched Buffy all the way through for the first time last year, and I actually knew to look for him, so I was waiting for him, and there he was. I love what he said, by the way, about Wonder Woman, where he said he's never going to be clean shaven in a movie again because it was too weird, and I totally agree.
Which
But
I
I
guess
forgot.
canonically means Mando has facial hair.
I forgot what the initial comment was that led us to this Pascal conversation.
There's been a lot of people sort of going online saying, they don't like him. I think just because of the
Well,
amount of stuff he's been in such a concentrated period of time.
some of these, yeah, it's definitely people were talking about his overexposure for a long time now. Like people were talking about him being overexposed like 3 years ago, and he's only been in more things since.
Yeah.
I don't. There's another can of worms in here though. I guess maybe some of these people are J.K. Rowling fans, and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that, and then I'm gonna say that, and then I'm gonna abandon this conversation.
And then walk away.
Diane
Walk
Warren.
away, hands up.
Diane Warren. Spencer comment.
Oh God, this gets better. I think Diane Warren is pissed because from what I hear, she wanted to be a part of Sinners, but everybody didn't answer her calls. Silly wacky cat lady vibes this year. Don't worry, there'll be some film you never heard of, but she's done the score for, or done a song for, and she'll show up. Probably.
I mean, she's probably just one person in a very long list of people that would have loved to have worked on Sinners, especially in retrospect.
Hell, the fact that it was the only reason that DVD sales went above Blu-ray sales like a few weeks back. Because
I heard about
it was the week that Sinners came out, and like I think people wanted to watch it and didn't want to stream it and actually wanted to have a physical disc of the thing or whatever. So
I love that so much. As if we didn't have enough reasons for like all the good and all the precedents this movie has set.
And then, like, the following week as well, 4K outsold DVD, but both outsold standard Blu-ray. Like, I'd expect it to, like, be formats down, not most up-to-date format, then the oldest, and then the one in between.
While we're on the topic of its physical media doing really well, are we talking about this 4K? Because I totally contributed to that.
There we go. But is that a steelbook as well?
It's just a shiny case.
Oh, okay.
What I really want is
the way it sheened, I couldn't tell whether it was steelbook.
What I really want is the steelbook for Final Destination, but it is quite expensive, as you would probably guess.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Spencer said AJ should watch Long Bright River.
I don't even know what that is.
Let's quickly Google. Well, it's streaming over here on Channel 4, so the heel. It's on Peacock. It came out in March. It's a 8-part mini series. I guess if it's 8, I guess we're talking Mayor of Easttown length ish.
Yeah, I'm afraid to this computer's running really slow right now, and while we're live, I'm afraid to touch anything, so I haven't been able to look anything up. It's like if I so much as touch it, I'm gonna freeze up forever.
Seems all right. Amanda Seyfried is the lead, and Nikki Toscano and Liz Moore, who were behind. Nikki, I think, was behind. What was it called? Hunters, and then was also showrunner, exec producer of The Offer, the mini series based about the making of the first Godfather film.
I love. A lot of people had problems with it. I loved The Offer a lot.
And a random episode directed by Mona Fastvold as well.
I have.
Every time I just see that name, I just think of that fucking score.
I don't know. I don't know where I stand with Cyfred, honestly. I struggle. Fan of, and it was like, well, I'm sure there's things I do really like her in, and then I struggle. I don't think I dislike her. Maybe it's left over from Mank. How I didn't get the love for that. Maybe I'm just still bitter about that.
I was left leaving.
We did talk.
Oh, go ahead.
We did talk about Seven Veils earlier this year, which she's fine in, but I don't know. I have complicated feelings about Cyfred, I think.
Spencer says here, which will, I guess, tie into both you guys. I was left leaving. I know what you did last summer, wanting more brandy. But I also think the second movie is the best of the 3. You mean the 4?
That's all kinds of interesting comments. I feel like I pretty much made my points, Owen. What do you got?
I didn't dislike it as much as everybody else seems to. I was okay with the after credit scene, but it depends on if they can deliver with another one or not.
You seemed a bit beaten down after I ranted in your ear for 15 minutes about what my problem with the ending was.
It's fine. It's just it's an awesome moment that doesn't earn its awesomeness.
Here's what the thing. That's it's really funny that Spencer said that specifically, because I said the only way what happens at the end makes any sense is if I Still Know had been retconned.
Mm-hmm.
And they were so close to the only thing that makes I Still Know not retconned is Brandy.
Yeah,
The
for sure.
only reference to it.
Yeah, you know, when you Shyamalan a Shyamalan, that's the way I'll leave that. Like, when you go that shy, you never go full Shyamalan. That's the like, or never double Shyamalan. I don't know.
And I'll say this also. The new, I guess this is just if people will know if they know, in my phrasing. Um, what they did with the reveal, and I know what you did last summer, is the kind of thing everybody has been wanting the Scream franchise to do.
Yep.
And I think, as if it wasn't already clear why you should not do that, I would like to think, I know what you did last summer, the new one has shown us this is why you don't do that. If that makes sense without saying too much.
It does.
I think that makes sense.
Because for some reason, a lot of Scream fans really want that to happen in Scream.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't. And I've always said, don't. And now I feel validated after the response that I know what you did last summer's been getting.
Spencer also says my mum is now a big fan of Versus and says AJ knows his shit and loves the way he talks about Lawless.
Oh, really? Wow. I don't remember what I said, but I know that I love Lawless.
Same.
I feel like a lot of it was just about how much I love Guy Pearson.
That's about right.
Spencer also says future Oscar bait movie coming about Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath. Probably, but you better do it right, because then you've got a lot of people that will be upset. And that ain't a good thing in terms of metal fans, especially with how revered he is. If you know, somebody does it that wrong, oh, somebody's getting cooked.
It's going to be another Back to Black, and we don't need one of those.
Yeah. God, I forgot about that.
I wouldn't want to be the person that tries to touch that.
Oh, also, any thoughts on Martin Scorsese having an Emmy nomination because of the fucking...
I think I'm more psyched about Ron Howard's, actually. Because Scorsese still kind of somewhat acts regularly. Oh, Ron Howard had to really go into the depths to pull that out.
God, there's so much.
I never checked. I'm guessing that's a basically guest actor in a role.
Yeah.
Did Rockwell get any nomination for White Lotus?
For some reason, they put him in supporting. I wouldn't have thought his screen time was enough for that.
Wow. Yeah, that's a kind of surprise. Spencer saying I loved Will and Harper. Right, and then the question, because it was in between Josie saying I love the Marty nomination. Documentaries that were engaging from start to finish in the last couple of years. I mean, Free Solo is, I think, just about enough. I don't know, it might not really too recent.
I was to say, if you want me to blow your mind, I think Free Solo was 7 years ago.
No, that sounds about right. I thought it was. I know it was before the pandemic, so I knew it was sort of over 5 years.
Well, I don't know any documentaries from last year. Like, I missed Will and Harper and stuff like that because usually the documentaries are the last thing I catch. So I had fucked off by the time I would have been looking into the documentaries.
Yes.
So I don't have any. I don't have much of a sampling.
I mean, probably for me the Navalny one, because when it initially came out, he wasn't dead, and it sort of took on a whole new meaning when they started screening it again. Like, I'm pretty sure somebody put it on like a few days or about a week after he passed, and it sort of was even more telling and compelling. And I feel it practically gets shown on BBC4 like every 6 months just because of how strong it is, and just because of the ongoing issue with Putin and everything, and how it seems to be relevant, obviously, with the current global situation and whatever. So probably that one.
What was the one from like a couple of years ago? I'm pretty sure it got nominated where it was like the older couple and one of them, I think it was the husband had dementia.
Oh,
I remember that one being strong.
yeah, off the top of my head, I can't remember.
Mm-mm.
Um, Josie says, I love Sinners and want it to be a contender, but those downplaying the chances of one battle after another so they can make Warner Brother prioritise Sinners is disingenuous on their part. And don't get me wrong, I
That's
love
my
Sinners,
response.
one of the best of the year, and I want it to be a contender. But I don't think that's a fair reason to downgrade one battle after another.
Again, that's my response. Why not? But
I'm just hoping Neon doesn't abandon the life of Chuck.
yeah,
I'm not sure why they went for the summer release. That was always weird to me. But
Spencer says, check out.
again,
Oh, go ahead.
I was it's a bad path, but I was just gonna say we all know why they abandoned it the first time. But yeah.
it was interesting that they chose it as a secret movie. So
Yeah. And then they were like, "Oh, this will be good for word of mouth." And then they did one of their bullshit releases where they barely release it.
Yeah, the amount of stuff I'm seeing, like, because I've been watching, I can't remember, I think it's because I was watching the British Open golf last week. The amount of stuff they were pushing Wicked and pushing Craven the Hunter and sort of big blockbusters like that. And then it was like big focus on We Have Juror number 2, and I'm like, that's more publicity than Warner Brothers ever gave it in its actual opening. What the hell?
unjustly forgotten movie.
It really annoys me because I'm seeing all these articles of like, oh, The Life of Chuck's one of the most critically acclaimed movies of the year. Why did it do so poorly at the box office? And it's like, because they barely fucking released it. That's why. It's a
part
very
of
it's
me
a clear cut answer to that question.
part of me wonders whether, I don't think he would because of the loyalty he has and whatever, but whether that for Eastwood could have been Nolan's Tenet, even though I think the Tenet script wasn't as strong as some of his previous work, which didn't help in terms of, the partnership there breaking up and then him going to Universal. I don't think Eastwood is that kind of guy that the next thing that he's working on, I don't think isn't Warner Brothers, but like the fact that they sort of really sort of crapped on it for something which, you know, for oh my god, and I need to bring this up. The first trailer, the first trailer, because nobody knew it bloody existed, for another War of the Worlds adaptation, except it's being told basically Searching Unfriended style by Ice Cube on a laptop,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
where the aliens are not after sort of like blood and humans, they're after data, allegedly. And they
Need
sort
more
of
input.
say, here's a world
Come on.
exclusive. By the way, it's coming out in 6 days straight to Amazon because Universal are like, fuck this.
Is that connected to the alien stuff we saw in Searching?
Oh god, it's yeah, but Searching isn't Universal, is it? I'm trying
I
to remember who.
don't. It could be. I don't remember. I don't want to say anything for sure,
Yeah, that's
but
why I couldn't remember myself. I don't think it was.
Searching is the movie, isn't it? Where you can see like clues to like they're talking about aliens existing like in the background.
Yeah,
I could I could be thinking of the movie, but I think it was.
obviously there was all well, for obvious reasons, there was elements to that in Cloverfield and that sort of thing. But of course, that was told more sort of Blair Witch phone camera, style rather than for a computer screen perspective and whatever. But Spencer says Jack Audiard has a problem with his cheesy writing. And then saying Carla is better on a second watch. I blame a lot on Jack Audiard.
Ooh.
I mean,
I assume
it doesn't help in that it does feel like it's more of a stage. It probably would have worked better as a stage production than adapting it into the film like it did. Arguably. But then again, if it's now meaning that a performance of Evita means the actress has got to go out on an actual balcony outside the building to do the performance for the big song that everybody wants to see, you know, it's bloody War of the Worlds. You're not seeing it on stage. You're watching a screen because somebody's got a camera pointing at the outside of fucking Shepherd's Bush or whatever it is. Like, there she is, opposite Nelson's column. Whoa! The hell? Oh, and Spencer says I like the Materialists.
Same.
I'm not saying sort of. I'm not saying I wasn't actually targeting you, Spencer, in terms of sort of the hate. It's just I meant in terms of I've seen that a lot over the past couple of weeks. Probably because the build-up and the hype for Fantastic Four has seen a lot of Pedro being about. Because of course it's going to. He's playing Mr. Fantastic. Can't avoid it to some extent. Josie saying time back to Mona Fastvold's Testament of Anne Lee at Venice and TIFF. It's going to sound perverted, but the hot sex scenes between Brody and Jones in Brutalist made me wonder what that's like between Brady and Mona. Josie, you kinky devil, you, as one of my friends would say. You'll probably get a pop from that when we talk about once I go off air and chat with my other friends. I got his line in. Spencer's also listed as top. Oh, Spencer and Josie in response. Top 5 of the year so far. Spencer has, from what I'll go from top to bottom instead rather than anything. Superman, Black Bag, Companion, Lilo and Stitch, and Caught Stealing. And then Josie's faves are Eddington, Day the Earth Blew Up, Black Bag, Phoenician Scheme, and Universal Language.
I will not elaborate at all because you're going to have to wait a while before you get that answer. But I will state, as of right now, I will say that in my top 10 at this moment is 3 movies that was listed on that list. And that will change. I have no doubt in my mind that will change.
I've been trying to find a place to which shouldn't be too hard because it's not very long. I'd love to rewatch Black Bag very soon. Because I already like it a lot, but I feel like that's one that'll get even better the more you see it.
I mean, obviously it's pretty obvious, but I mean, without giving anything away, my favorite movie of the year is something I only saw once, and that was enough to make it my best movie, and it's been damn near impossible to stop since it came out. And we're already to August at this point.
Josie kind of randomly asks, Owen, are you a fan of Peter Gabriel?
I don't mind Peter Gabriel.
How about Genesis? I mean, that's my addition to it.
I would say one of my cohorts at work. I think the terminology you use like nowadays is work wife. I think that's what it is. I think that's what the Gen Z thing is we say now, or it might have been Gen XYZ. Who knows? Who cares? Either way, she's like the biggest Phil Collins mark on the planet. and I'm still butthurt I didn't get a chance to see him perform live. That's one of the concerts on both of those. Those are two concerts I really wanted to see. I had a chance to see. I could not afford to see.
I know something Peter Gabriel did that you were a fan of.
Go ahead.
When the Academy told him, "Hey, could you perform your Wally song somewhere in the middle of our Slumdog Love Fest?" And he said, "Fuck no."
Nope. So we
Not
got
an
John Legend instead.
not an exact quote to my understanding, but the sentiment was obvious.
Yeah, and I had to watch the world bark out for A.R. Rahman for 12 hours. It felt like in my head. I love Slumdog. Don't
I
get me
mean,
wrong, but
yeah, I mean, we clowned on Aaron Rodgers a lot that year.
yeah, we did.
He's really good at what he does.
You're not wrong, and I love Slumdog, but it's like God, it was Wally. Come on, man. It's hard to go against good Disney music.
I mean, Jaiho did have a run there. Like it didn't feel like it was just
Oh, I know.
oh, this is here for this brief moment and then it disappeared. I was kind of surprised that it like kind of had a run.
I wasn't surprised.
Oh, new something from Kevin Davis. Hello there.
Hey, Kevin.
I think you've been in. I think you were in last month, possibly. I can't remember.
I have seen Kevin pop in a time or
Yeah.
two. Absolutely.
Oscar voters aren't going to nominate black lead films. Okay. But then follows it up with Deliver Me From Nowhere, Avatar, Fire and Ash, and Wicked for Good will get Oscar nominations.
I really hope
Two
you're
of those
wrong
three
about
are
one of
black
those.
led films.
I'm
Sorry, Zoe Saldana. You're not black enough. Sorry, Symphony of Evo. You're not black enough.
Well, I mean, in both those instances, one's blue and one's green, but
Dabu
it's
di dabu
right.
Zootopia 2 will get Oscar nominations. Searchlight Pictures will get Oscar nominations. God, if they give fucking recognition to. Wait, the Ella McKay film isn't a Searchlight. It's a 20. Well, I guess 20th Century Studios is Searchlight, right? I lose track of that whether Searchlight still exists. It's like half the time it's 20th Century Studios and the other time it's Searchlight, even though it's the same fucking thing.
Go.
Like the Springsteen film feels like a Searchlight film, but it's a 20th Century Studios, which is weird.
In the mid 2000s, it would have been a Searchlight movie.
For sure.
And says Warner Brothers' focus is probably going to be PTA as an Oscar frontrunner.
I would not have a problem with that. That trailer looks better every time I see it, and there's a new trailer for it that I saw the other day.
I mean, Sinners might kind of speak for itself at this point, wouldn't it?
I feel that it does.
Like, would it even need much of a push?
Mm-mm.
Even being as early as it was.
The question is it going to be an acting movie or is it going to be an ensemble movie? And we don't know the answer to that question just yet.
As I say, sight unseen in a lot of the competition, I certainly wouldn't object to Jordan being in there.
I don't have a problem with it. Sinners is one of my favorite movies of the year. I mean, I say this, and this will make sense once you've read my list when we get to the end of the year, but Sinners, I've seen twice. It got better on the second viewing, but the movies are so good this year, it just keeps dropping on my list.
I'm also just a sucker in general for twin performances.
That's fair.
When an actor can do like two performances in one movie where you can tell which character's which without clues. I mean, wardrobe they tell you, but even if that wasn't there, you could tell the two characters apart.
Mm-hmm.
And that always blows my mind when they can do that.
For sure.
I know it's like their job, but still, it's like I love that.
What I'm surprised about, because I've only just noticed it, because the other comment that Kevin left was Warner Bros. With Warner Bros. Focusing with Paul Thomas Anderson. That's their last film of the year. In September, they have no major release at all
Mm-mm.
for the last 3 months. Which is, to me, crazy, because, like, that's arguably your hottest window in terms of, like, stuff coming out. And I guess technically they're distributing Mortal Kombat 2. But the fact that we've got nothing before 2026 kind of amazes me. Don't get me wrong, there's a big list of, like, God knows how much that they are doing for next year. Again, some are just distribution, like New Line's The Mummy and North American distribution of the next Evil Dead film and things like that. But, like, it's still surprising that, especially because they haven't had a huge amount of successes this year. Because Accountant 2 didn't do great. Final Destination Bloodlines, they're literally sticking on HBO next week. As in, on the television station. Yeah, don't give that a chance. It goes on, I think, streaming for HBO Max on the 1st. And then HBO, the linear channel, is showing it on the 2nd. As if they're trying to shit on that already, despite the fact that, in terms of, you know, horror sequels that we've seen this year, Bloodlines is actually, I'd say, on the better side of things. You
it's
guys
the
being
best
more
one
the aficionados would be.
It's the best one of the year, and there's not even anything that comes close when it comes to sequels. I'm sure AJ would be more than happy to chime in on me saying that.
It's one of my favorite movies of the year so far, period.
Yep. It's on my...
I expect it to be knocked out of that list, given what the lineup looks like, but right now, it's...
Given all the attention on Together and Weapons coming in the next couple of weeks as well.
It's obviously going to be a fun year for horror. Fun continuation of year for horror.
Oh, Josie says, I'd like to hear Ice Cube say AI is bullshit in the War of the Worlds adaptation. In hindsight, that's kind of... I think Searchlight will probably prioritise Rental Family. I think that may be a sneaky winner, to be honest, sight unseen. Yeah, certainly with the publicity that I've been doing online of, like, Brendan Fraser being this renter guy, like, maybe that happens in real life. Considering how we've already seen, you know, not the Thing walking around New York this weekend to publicise the film. Just random spots. Maybe that's what happens. Brendan Fraser just randomly comes out as a rental person. For, like, weird publicity somewhere in America. Right, that's all the live chats currently said. Do you want to go through Josie stuff that she sent to you while I get everything ready for Bry's Oscars game?
Yeah, I can do that. So, Josie, every single show sends me notes about things that she wants asked or discussed, or the adaptation game, all of the above. So I'm going to go through those. So we're going to do a little rapid fire in just a few minutes on a one of those either or battles that we like to do all the time here on the network. New watches since last Popcast: Buffalo 66, Two Timid Souls from 1928, Targets from 1965, Barcelona from 1994, 10th Victim from 1965, Breakheart Pass, Little Girl of Hanoi from 1974, Hooper, nice, 1978, Death Trap from 82, The Bloody Lady from 80-81, 1943, The Shadow of a Doubt, Terror in a Texas Town from 1958, and Gambit from one of the special years, the year Batman started, 1966.
Did I hear one of my all-time favorite movies in there with Shadow of a Doubt?
Yes, you did.
And Targets is amazing as well.
Yeah, Targets is great.
I'm intrigued as to if she gets around to it. what her comparison is between the '60s Gambit and whatever the hell that one was that Colin Firth did like 15 years ago.
So birthdays today: Maya Rudolph, Donnie Yen, and the late Keenan Wynn. Happy birthday, Josie! Her birthday's tomorrow.
Yay!
Very cool. And probably unnecessary, but needed to shout out to a birthday that is on Tuesday. That'll be a video while you have on the channel. You'll know when you see it. She shares birthdays with John David Washington, Hannah Waddingham, and Elizabeth Berkley.
Good list.
Favorite cinematic sheriffs to celebrate the release of Eddington? Buford T. Justice, obviously. That's always the correct answer. Love me some Smokey and the Bandit. No response.
I mean, Woody.
Woody is a fantastic answer, but Ashley, thoughts, comments, opinions.
Just to go left field, but also what I think was a good portrayal as well. Also Woody, but Woody Harrelson in 3 Billboards, and I guess
That's
in turn Sam Rockwell as well.
Also correct. Favorite cinematic or TV mayors? I like Barry Bostwick in Spin City.
I say it's hard to say favorite because usually they're like antagonists.
Yes. Mayor Quimby, of course.
Yeah, because the only 2 that come to mind is because it's J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons in Zootopia, Zootropolis, or however you want to call it. And then, of course, the infamous one, the Mayor of Blenheim Amity from Jaws.
Yeah.
What a brilliant, slimy character that is.
We'll get there because it's coming next. Which mayors would defeat each other in an election?
Oh.
Barring ethics, of course. The mayor from The Grinch or the mayor from The Nightmare Before Christmas?
Jeffrey Tambor plays dirty.
You're not wrong.
It would probably be him.
I'd probably say
there's actually something kind of pure about the Nightmare Mayor.
Universal battle.
I feel Whoville seems a bit, probably isn't helped by the animated Grinch's face.
That's fair. In a nice little Universal battle, Larry Vaughn or Lenny Clutch?
I may need titles for this.
Jaws or Ghostbusters?
Well, I guess Ghostbusters, if we're talking who would win an election.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that man has no dick.
Accurate.
I mean, that's, that's Peck, his assistant, rather than the actual mayor.
So, since we're talking about Eddington, we're going to bring up Joe Cross. His battle is with Jonas Henderson from High Noon.
Joe Cross is a bumbling fool, so I don't think he has a chance.
No.
As crazy as some of the things he does, he also gets his kind of comeuppance for it and everything. So yeah, High Noon would edge it.
Well, I mean, I say that. I mean, in his defense. Well, oh no, yeah, Joe Cross, was apparently, but yeah.
Goldie Wilson from Back to the Future.
I had to stop myself from getting too spoilery there, so I just kind of halted.
Reel it back in, sir. Or Anthony Garcia from the Dark Knight trilogy.
Who was the first one now?
Goldie Wilson from Back to the Future.
Well, Goldie Wilson survived his term. So he's got that going for him.
That's fair.
As far as we know.
As
At the
far as we
same
know.
time, with the way the Batman world runs, he'd out-corrupt the Back to the Future guy.
For sure. And last but not
He might not
giant
last in
letters.
office, but he'd win the election.
That's true. Last but not least, the ladies showdown. Linda Hamilton from Dante's Peak or Major Wilson in Inspector Gadget.
My memory of Dante's Peak might be too vague.
I have not seen Dante's Peak, and that's a shoot.
And I don't know if I remember that Inspector Gadget character.
I love that movie, and I love that franchise, but no. I don't remember anything about the mayor.
Also,
All right.
message to Linda Hamilton. Why are you doing the Terminator knockoff film? I can't remember what it is. I saw her in the trailer and I'm like, why the hell is she in this?
Well, as a wise Kevin Nash once said at a live show, cha-ching.
Probably, you know. No, not probably, definitely. There it is, a bloody Osiris. Whatever the hell that is. I'm guessing that's straight to VOD. Yeah, there we go. I'm correct. Oh, it came out this week. 43%. Why am I not surprised? Yeah.
So, since there is such a crucial role of a baby in Fantastic Four, as all of us know, because I'm sure all of us have seen this by now, or will have seen this by the time we do the show, when it airs on the network officially. Favorite or cutest babies in cinema, be live action or animated?
Well, a current shout out I'd have to give to Anthony Carrigan's baby in Superman.
That's fair.
I felt so bad for that little thing. I don't know, babies are usually such a terrible plot device. This one, I don't feel like there's a lot of options.
Nope.
What was the actual question?
Because the baby played such a crucial role in Fantastic Four, I wanted to ask favorite or cutest babies in cinema, be that live action or animated.
We'll shout out Mikey and Look Who's Talking. Let's throw him a bone.
Look Who's Talking was the first thing that came to my mind.
I guess he's more of a toddler for most of the movie, but still, we'll count it.
And I'm going to go with Baby J and Baby Silent Bob and Strike Back.
Given that one's Harley.
Exactly.
I don't need to say the character's name. I just need to say the film Children of Men, and you'll know why the baby's significant.
That's fair. I know how much AJ hates birth scenes, especially in comedies. What are the favorite scenes when someone finds out or announces that they're pregnant?
The first one that always comes to mind is Becky on Full House.
Yeah. That's fair. I'll give you that.
And the end of Game Night, which I feel like is more or less the same scene.
Favorite villain catchphrases or trademarks?
I guess for trademark, we've been on a scream kick in this video. The wiping of the blade after every kill.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Good trademark.
I kind of want to say any historical film in the history of cinema where apparently it's just written into the script where you have to whip the cape with your hand as you turn away. Like, it's like, yeah,
yes,
you know, even fucking Vader should be beyond that, but no, whip the cape.
Josie has some thoughts on Venison Tiff, since she didn't really mention in there. Looking forward to the Testament of Anne Lee, No Other Choice, Frankenstein, and Begonia. Out of competition, Scarlet, the animated movie, caught her eye. Most looking forward to Jacob Elordi and Frankenstein. Quite impressed with his rise over the last couple of years. Sight unseen of me seems like he'll give a true emotional touch to the character.
There is that. It just started over here like some World War II thing. I can't remember the name of it. Let me quickly see if I can get it off the BBC website because it aired tonight. I think even after the soccer went crazy. That he's just randomly in, and I wasn't aware until it said Jacob Elordi stars in this drama. I'm like, there it is, The Narrow Road to the Deep North. That I've heard pretty good things about. I'm just seeing who was behind it because Jacob Elordi sort of randomly in that, but I guess it's got Kieran Hines as the older version of Jacob Elordi. Oh, it already came out for you guys on Amazon back in April, but we're only getting it now.
I'm pretty sure this is the first I've ever heard of it.
But created by Sean Grant and Jason Cazell, so it's from the guy behind True History of the Kelly Gang and Nitram and all that, and obviously Cazell with Macbeth and Assassin's Creed along with Kelly Gang and Nitram. I guess he's trying to be Jane Campion. He's doing TV miniseries now.
In Horizons, Josie is curious about Kent Jones's film Late Fame, starring Willem Dafoe and Greta Lee. Sammy Birch wrote the screenplay based off of a novella by Arthur Schnitzler, who did Dream Story, which What Eyes Wide Shut was based on.
Oh, nice.
She mentioned a lot about Rental Family being at TIFF. I'm definitely intrigued by that one. It seems like a contender for People's Choice. However, People's Choice does not always go to the expected winner. 2 years in a row, we saw examples of that with Pleasant Surprises of American Fiction and The Life of Chuck. Takiro Hira is from Rental Family. It's his birthday today as well. So, happy birthday. If hypothetically, depending on who the distributor for Testament of Anne Lee is, if it becomes a big awards player, if not only Amanda Seyfried could win, but also a coinciding coattail costume winner and original song since it's a musical. You never know. AJ talked about Seven Veils. I really dug that movie. AJ kind of was there about it. So, but that review will exist on the channel. So, here's an interesting question. These are the last two questions. We do the adaptation. Take it home, and then we end the show. Which movie universe would Jay and Silent Bob survive in? Jurassic Park or 28 Years Later?
I mean, the fact that they survived Dogma is pretty
fair.
Yeah.
I feel like they might be okay anyway.
I can see Jay marking out for the Jimmy Gang. I don't know why. I just imagine it.
Similar hair. Maybe.
Yeah, probably. They're just standing back behind a wall or something, just watching it happen. Silent Bob's like, "Oh my god," and everything, and Jay's like, "Yeah, that's right. Come on, get it on, just do." So I can totally imagine that.
But then at one point they wonder it's whether they've smoked too much stuff, as to whether
Also
they're seeing
correct.
it or not.
Oh god, then it just becomes Shaun of the Dead. Basically.
Yeah. I've been having this vision in my mind of Jason Mewes playing this character working with boxes in a field or a facility requiring packaging. AJ, think the box episode of SpongeBob. I can imagine. Go ahead, AJ.
There's a couple of box themed SpongeBob episodes. I assume we're talking about the one where they're outside Squidward's house and you can hear all the events going on.
I can imagine Silent Bob, Dante, and Randall working in such a facility too. What would happen in such a place? A movie that should have happened yesterday. Adaptation game! 7 movie adaptations. 1 winner. Let's go. Where the Streets Had a Name by Randa Abdel Fattah, adapted by Jafar Panahi. 13-year-old Hayat is on a mission. She believes a handful of soil from her grandmother's ancestral home in Jerusalem will save her beloved city Yenab's life. The only problem? Hayat and her family live behind the impenetrable wall that divides the West Bank, and they're on the wrong side of checkpoints, curfews, and the travel permit system. Plus, Hayat's best friend Sammy always manages to attract trouble. But luck is on the pair's side as they undertake the journey to Jerusalem from the Palestinian territories, where Hayat and Sammy have a curfew-free day to travel. Mike Mulligan and His Steam Shovel by Virginia Lee Burton, adapted by Kelly Reichardt. Mike and his trusty steam shovel, Mary Ann, dig deep canals for boats to travel through, cut mountain passes for trains, and hollow out cellars for city skyscrapers. But with progress comes new machines, and soon the inseparable duo are out of work. Mike believes that Mary Ann can dig as much in a day as 100 men can dig in a week, and the two have one last chance to prove it and save Mary Ann from the scrap heap. But what happens next in the small town of Popperville is a testament to their friendship and to old-fashioned hard work and ingenuity.
I was about to ask if this was a sentient shovel, but Kelly Reichardt answered my question. I don't think Kelly Reichardt's making that movie.
Eraser by Anna Kang, adapted by the Safdie brothers. It's going to be a great year to be them this year. Eraser is always cleaning up everyone else's mistakes. Except for ruler and pencil sharpener, none of the other school supplies seem to appreciate her. They all love how sharp pencil is and how tape and glue help everyone stick together. Eraser wants to create so that she can shine like the others. She decides to give it a try, but it's not until the rubber meets the road that Eraser begins to understand a whole lot about herself. The Harlem Charade by Natasha Tarpley, adapted by Celine Song. Watcher, Shadow, Fugitive. Harlem is home to all kinds of kids. Jen sees life passing her from the window of her family's bodega. Alex wants to help the needy one shelter at a time, but can't tell anyone who she really is. Elvin's living on Harlem's cold, lonely streets, surviving on his own after his grandfather was mysteriously attacked. When these three strangers join forces to find out what happened to Elvin's grandfather, their digging leads them to an enigmatic artist whose missing masterpieces are worth a fortune. One that might save the neighborhood from development by an ambitious politician who wants to turn it into a Harlem world, a ludicrous historic theme park. But if they don't find the painting soon, nothing in their beloved neighborhood will ever be the same. In this remarkable tale of daring and danger, debut novelist Natasha Tarpley explores the way a community defines itself, the power of art to show truth, and what it really means to be home.
So much of that was really confusing, because because you said Celine Song, and it's like, okay, I've got Celine Song on my mind. She obviously has a very distinct style, and then you start talking like you're narrating an action movie trailer. And then it's like, well, this doesn't seem to fit at all. But then you get to the end and you say daring and danger, and it's like, oh okay.
War of the Worlds.
Chairs for Children. Based on two short stories, The Singing Chair and The Hope Chair from Deborah Ellis's collection, Sit, combined together. Adapted by Babak Jalili, Fremont. Jafar is a child laborer in a chair factory and longs to go to school. Meanwhile, Nusala crouches in a fetid, crowded apartment in Uzbekistan, waiting for the unscrupulous refugee smuggler to decide her fate. They find the courage to face their situations in ways large and small, and this adaptation will take liberties in that it will have two characters come in contact when they don't in the book. Graciela, based on Graciela in the Abyss by Meg Medina. Stop motion adaptation directed by Guillermo del Toro and produced by James Cameron.
Oh, God.
This movie's got a budget, folks. A sea ghost, a mortal boy, and a dangerous enchanted harpoon. A Newbery medalist takes us far beneath the waves in this extraordinary foray into fantasy. In the deepest recesses of the ocean, Graciela, once an ordinary girl, now makes sea glass and assists her friend, Amina, as she welcomes newly awakened sea ghosts from their death sleep. Though Graciela's spirit is young, she has lived at the bottom of the ocean for more than 100 years. Meanwhile, in the mortal world on land, 12-year-old Jorge Leone works in his family's forge. He's heard of the supernatural spirits living beneath the ocean's waves, tales that do nothing to quell his fear of the water. But when Jorge harpoon with the power to spear a sea ghost, he knows he must destroy it in any way he can. When the harpoon is accidentally reunited with his vengeful creator, unlikely allies Graciela and Jorge have no choice but to work together to keep the evil spirits from wreaking havoc on the living and the dead. Now, if only the answer to saving what they care about didn't lie within the depths of the abyss. And last but certainly not least, as we have a theme tonight apparently, 20 and 10, Claire Houchet Bishop, adapted by Edward Berger. We have legitimately come full circle tonight.
The burger.
A powerful look at an unforgettable era in history. If we take these children, we can never betray them, no matter what the Nazis do. During the German occupation of France, 20 French children were brought to a refuge in the mountains. One day, a young man came to their school with a request. Could they take in and hide 10 Jewish refugee children? Sister Gabriel spoke up. The Nazis are looking for those children. If we take them, we must never let on they are here. Do you understand? Of course, the children understood. But how would they hide them if the Nazis came? Choose a victor.
I like that me and Ashley seemed equally surprised when the Nazis showed up.
Well, I can't see Ashley's face because it's blocked out on my end, but yes. Also, it was very strange when the Nazis showed up.
Like, at the same time, when the Nazis showed up, I'm like, oh god, it's all quiet on the Western Front. I mean, okay, wrong war,
pretty much.
but you know, it's like he doesn't just do war stuff, as I'm hoping the next film portrays, because I don't think that's directly a war thing. The Del Toro one seems more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, even though some people didn't dislike it because of the shaky cam, if Paul Greengrass did the World War II one, because I feel in that way it would sort of be like a realist depiction of Jojo Rabbit to some extent, but obviously on a larger scale because it's more kids and whatever. Meets the Sound of Music because, you know, nunnery. Well, I guess more nuns. No, Black Narcissus to some extent. Nobody jump off the bell tower! Spoilers, by the way. For a film that's 80 years old.
It's literally like the Criterion cover art for it.
Oh.
So I was also leaning the Del Toro Cameron thing.
Mm-hmm.
This thing about the Safdies and like a pencil sharpener.
Yes.
That's a wild idea. It'd be very out of left field for them, I think, but is this presumably an animated thing?
That's what
Stop
it looks
motion,
like
I
it
think
would.
Josie mentioned, yeah.
I mean, I want this as an animated movie with the Safdie brothers with Margaret Qualley as Eraser, actually.
Yeah, because I'm imagining these inanimate objects that are apparently sentient doing a Safdie Brothers movie where like everybody's hectic, everybody's talking all over each other, and it's just completely intense the whole time. That sounds like a fun fever dream as well.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking at. And I cannot tell you why my vocal decided to go the route of the direction it does.
The Celine song action movie.
Few little bits as well. Spencer says Ethan Hawke was better than Patricia Arquette and deserved the win for Boyhood.
I would back that up.
That's fair.
Also saying Spencer. Oh, I'm trying to work. Pedro Pascal seems like he'd punch a reindeer.
I feel like you know a different Pedro Pascal than I do.
Oh, Josie's
I
just
wouldn't
talking
mind
about
to
a conveyor
see
belt with
like
boxes in terms of the Jay and Silent Bob stuff. And Baka Rakora under their pseudonym says, and I feel this is fair considering the past 30 years. James Cameron can only make two types of movies: something boat and ocean, or big blue tall alien people. That's all
yeah,
he's doing.
it was like True Lies is kind of an anomaly in his filmography.
That's why I said the last 30 years. I guess that would just fit in because. Oh no, was that 92 or 93? Or was it as late as 95?
I think you went right through. I think it's 94.
Oh, okay.
You
I
went you
dodged the
went right
date.
around.
Hey,
Just like.
we're not burying.
Go ahead.
Yes, we're not burying the lead here. Josie does chime in with saying Smokey and the Bandit rocks. You damn right it does, Josie. I'm proud to say I saw that movie theatrically a couple years ago.
One of my favorite things is its Oscar nomination for editing.
Yes, as it should be.
I guess we'll get round to that because I don't think we've covered that yet. Maybe. Hang on, let me just look at Spencer's list.
So while we get ready for the take it home for the show,
No,
yes,
visual effects is next.
we got through the
Or
entire
next time.
chat, and we thank everyone that was here live, chiming in with questions and commentary. But as always, we're going to take this home with the game, the Brian game.
I'm nervous because I don't remember the category of the year we said.
It's 2000 sound, which obviously envelops sound editing as well, because that's a thing.
So with me, it's basically picking the movies I like best. Because I don't know the difference. I've made that very clear in the last 10 years.
I still think it's that sound editing is like consists a lot of like the Foley stuff, and mixing is more or less what it sounds like. Not like what a movie sounds like, but what you would think of when you think of sound mixing.
Yeah.
Oh, Ron Foley.
So,
anyway,
for 2000, stick with Gladiator or twist to Castaway, The Patriot, The Perfect Storm, or U571.
This is editing.
This is
sound.
Yeah, no, this is regular
this
sound.
This is sound, so I guess mixing. Before
for this, I might go Perfect Storm.
Yeah. As good as Gladiator is, the atmosphere that Perfect Storm envelops in the storm of the titular thing, that's a soundscape and a half.
It's weird because I haven't seen most of these movies actually, so I'm gonna have to go. Actually, I'll go against the one I saw because the one I saw this list is not the answer I go with. I'm gonna go with Castaway.
And then on sound editing, we had U571 beat Space Cowboys.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, just two. Yeah. It only beefed up a little bit towards the end of the decade.
I think U571 is an underrated movie, so I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'd stick with that one as well.
Didn't see either one. Moving on.
2001, stick with Black Hawk Down for sound mixing, I guess as we will describe it, even though it was sound. Or twist to Amelie, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, Moulin Rouge, or Pearl Harbor.
Black Hawk Down's really hard to argue with, but Fellowship is too. I know where Owen's headed.
Yep, yeah, you do.
I would say I'd probably stick with Black Hawk Down. I think.
I'd stick with it as well, but pretty much anything in that I wouldn't object to winning apart from Pearl Harbor.
Since there's already a chance that I could end up giving something to Pearl Harbor in a minute. Yeah, obviously I'm going with Moulin Rouge here. I don't have a problem with Black Hawk Down winning because I really enjoyed the movie and the sound's fantastic, especially watching it in a theater.
What Owen is referring to is the sound editing for that same year where Pearl Harbor beat out Monsters Inc.
That makes sense.
Monsters Inc. I'd probably give an edge to Monsters Inc.
That IP has been so tarnished for me. I can't look at it any other way anymore. And I hate being that way, but it's just how it is. That I can't.
I now can't look at the Shrek franchise anymore when I see in the parks blooming Donkey referencing Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns. What the hell?
The hell are you talking about?
Some clip that I saw online. Whoever it is that does the donkey photo op at Universal or whatever is...
Which one?
I don't know. He was talking about represented Jacob Fatu, talk about my OTC Roman Reigns, like...
That sounds about right. I'm sure that person did not want to get caught on camera.
Then again, you've got bloody Megatron at the Transformers thing basically acting like a Karen and being fucking awesome for doing so. Like,
that's a Hollywood thing for sure.
Yeah.
They get a lot more leeway than we do when it comes to Transformers.
Right.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor.
Segue. back to 2002 for sound kind of mixing. We had Chicago beat out Gangs of New York, Lord of the Rings 2 Towers, Road to Perdition, and Spider-Man. That's a strong fucking year.
This one I'd probably have to go with Two Towers, especially since like Two Towers is like mostly action.
Yeah.
Well, I already gave it to Moulin Rouge, and I don't think it's going to be two musicals winning one after another. I'm going to go with Road to Perdition here.
Road to Perdition is something where I would think of it more for editing.
Again, we've proven many times I don't know the difference. I'm just going to pick the movie I like best. But I didn't in this case because I would have gone with Chicago if that were the case. Spider-Man's a good one as well. Gangs of New York, I mean, all of them are viable winners, but I'm never going to go with the Rings for anything. That's just
I go with Two Towers on that one. But with sound editing, we got probably the one that might have made it in. What would have got cut out from the five, I don't know, because Lord of the Rings 2 Towers won sound editing over Road to Perdition and Minority Report. That's obviously number 6 in mixing. I kind of put it as well ahead of Two Towers to some extent in terms of editing.
Are you talking about Minority Report?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the direction I'm headed to, I think.
I'm going with Spider-Man.
That isn't even the list.
According to this, it is.
I thought... Wait, what?
It says Two Towers, Minority Report, Spider-Man.
I need to go to the 75th Academy Awards now to verify. Somebody's fucked up on... No, Road to Perdition.
That's not on the list Brian gave me. It's literally in our chat.
Well, I'm going by Wikipedia.
Move on.
I'm going by Wikipedia, and I've just checked the actual press release from 2002.
Road to Perdition. Move on. Come on, we're only in 2020. We're only 2023.
I know. For sound mixing, Lord of the Rings: Return of the King beating out Last Samurai, Master and Commander, Far Side of the World, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, and Seabiscuit.
I might be leaning... I'm leaning towards one of the C set ones between
Yeah,
Master Commander and
I'm not sure
Pirates.
between Pirates and Master and Commander, but I think that's a better soundscape than Return of the King. I
I,
felt just like threw everything at the wall and saw what sticks because it worked with Two
yeah,
Towers.
yeah. I was gonna say it's like I feel weird saying the Two Towers previously and then not saying Return of the King, but I feel like there's more nuance to it than that.
Yeah, Bry has clarified the mistake. No problems, Bry.
I'm going with Pirates, but my other choice would be Last Samurai.
Yeah, that's just,
I might go. I might go ahead and go Master and Commander.
I'll probably just edge it to Pirates because that's before that also got cheapened over the series. Then on sound editing, Master and Commander beat out Pirates and Finding Nemo.
This one I would probably go Pirates.
Nemo.
And weirdly, I'd probably go stick with Master and Commander.
All right.
Spread the love. Sound mixing in 04, we have Ray beating out Aviator, Incredibles, Polar Express, and Spider-Man 2.
I think I'm going to say Spider-Man 2 here.
I'd have it between that or Polar Express in terms of sound mixing. Because I feel Ray only got in there because it's a musical, so stick it in sound because musical, when it kind of didn't entirely make sense.
I'll go Polar Express on this one.
For sound editing, Incredibles beat out Polar Express and Spider-Man 2.
I want to say Polar Express because I actually love Polar Express so much, but I think I'm gonna double up on Spider-Man 2 here. So that one's like particularly because we talked about the first movie. Spider-Man 2 action-wise is so busy.
Mm-hmm.
Its action scenes are so elaborate. And there's like a lot happening and that there's a lot of detail in there. So
I'd probably stick with the Incredibles because just on the fact of where is my super suit is the only reason I think the honey where are my pants line from Lego movie exists.
Incredibles.
For 2005, pretty good list here as well for sound mixing. King Kong beating out Narnia, Lion Witch and the Wardrobe, Memoirs of a Geisha, Walk the Line, and War of the Worlds.
I love War of the Worlds.
It's probably between that and King Kong for me as well. Not sure.
Yeah.
Not sure
War of
which
the
way the
Worlds.
coin would toss on either of them.
Yeah, it's really I was prepared to stick with Kong, and then I remembered it was 2005. And it's like, oh, this was War of the Worlds here.
And then, oh, Owen, you're.
I said War of the Worlds.
Yeah. And then in sound editing, King Kong beating out Geisha and War of the Worlds as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna say War of the Worlds here too.
I'll double up as well.
I might go more with King Kong with that one. More so than I'm on the fence with mixing. For sound mixing in 06, Dreamgirls beating out Apocalypto, Blood Diamond, Flags of Our Fathers, and Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest.
Well, as much as people love it, Dead Man's Chest is a fucking mess.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, do you want to say the three in the middle again?
Apocalypto, Blood Diamond, and Flags of Our Fathers.
Apocalypto is really tempting.
Yeah, that's what I was probably gonna edge to in terms of soundscape.
I think I'm going there.
Dreamgirls.
And then on sound editing, Letters from Iwo Jima beat out Flags of Our Fathers, along with Apocalypto, Blood Diamond, and Pirates Dead Man's Chest.
It's definitely there's a reason war movies tend to dominate this category. Like it's for a good reason, but I'm leaning Apocalypto again.
Blood Diamond.
For editing, it's one of the two Clint films.
That's fair. Oh God.
For sound mixing in 07, Born Ultimatum beats out No Country for Old Men, Ratatouille, 310 to Yuma, and Transformers.
Solid list.
This is mixing.
Mixing.
Yeah.
I guess Bourne makes sense.
In terms of the shaky cam of Greengrass's, depiction of it all, mixing that to make it sound as it is kind of key to the thing. I'd say.
No Country.
And then in sound editing, Bourne also won that, beating out No Country for Old Men, Ratatouille, and Transformers. But then there's the sighting of There Will Be Blood.
This one actually kind of upset me when it happened. As far as editing goes, No Country's sound is so distinctive.
Mm-hmm.
I really think it should have run away with this.
And to some extent, I feel having looked at the list now, I'd say There Will Be Blood should replace 310 to Yuma in the sound mixing. Especially that first bloody 20 minutes where it's literally just the soundscape mixed in with Johnny's score, which is minimal in itself, so.
There Will Be Blood.
To 2008, where Slumdog Millionaire wins mixing over Curious Case of Benjamin Button, The Dark Knight, Wanted, and Wally.
I actually like that Wanted is here. That's inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I might be leaning because this is a case where I know I'm saying The Dark Knight in editing.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of am leaning maybe Wally.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'd probably
no.
nod it to that as well. And then in terms of editing, yeah, Dark Knight did win over Iron Man, Slumdog, Wally, and Wanted. So Wanted did get a double nod here.
Good job.
Is that the only Oscar nominations it had? I'm guessing so.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably stick with Dark Knight, but crazy to think that and Iron Man were the same year. And then 09. Oh, she's back. The Hurt Locker. One out for both. So for mixing, it beat out Avatar, Inglourious Basterds, Star Trek, and Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
Bastards.
This is another one where I can already say up front I'm going Bastards for editing for sure.
Yeah.
This might be more like Star Trek, maybe.
Again.
I'd probably stick with Hurt Locker. Because I did like the whole sound mix of, like, especially in that early bit where you sort of get the inside inside the suit perspective of the diffusing and things like that. But then, yeah, in terms of editing, the same four. Hurt Locker winning out over Avatar, and Inglourious Basterds, and Star Trek. But then the other one was up.
I guess I was a bit dismissive of Avatar just now, which also could totally have done mixing, but and for sure I'm saying Bastards.
bastards.
Yeah, I think Inglorious Hoo-Ha's would win that. Next time around, whenever that may be, so you might have to put it in a diary for 26, possibly.
November.
Visual effects. We've already covered. Have we already covered the 70s and 80s, or is because it says here visual effects, and we will do 79 in the 80s. Have we already run out? I've tried.
We've been doing this a while. I really don't remember what we've done now.
Perfect.
Yeah, because sort of it gets, because most of them are, a fair few of them are ceremonial from the earlier years, so I don't know.
So it'd be 79 to 89 is what it sounds like.
Oh, no visual effects for 79, and the 80s will be the next game. Okay. It's already been decreed.
So 79 to 89.
Yeah, because practically, I don't think we touched on. We could do the other 70s ones, considering there's only 3 of them as well. From like 70, 71, and 77. Then again, one of them's pretty obvious, because we might as well say Star Wars probably beats out Close Encounters. Not by much, but yes. Righty ho. Oh no, we've done the 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. I see. Yeah. We could wrap the 60s into sort of another one at some point. Yeah, so we got enough to sort of drag it out, even though it'll be short because it's only 2 films. So yeah, 80s is fine. Later. I think with that, no other comments have come in, so we shall wrap it up.
AJ, the floor is yours.
Oh, the awards thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready to fucking go. Okay, so we were thinking that we wanted to kind of get our awards predictions out at kind of a quicker pace. So the suggestion was me, Ashley, and Owen will do our predictions as just this condensed video where it's basically just us doing the predictions, and then that'll go out. And then, like, the next day, we do a live where we talk about it.
Yep.
The only thing is that we may not have those extra lives for September and October, but for November and December and January, any of the following ones before and after September and October, we would have lives that follow up our predictions going out. But otherwise, it'll just be there'll be a separate video that's just us saying what the predictions are, and that'll go out first. And that being our format.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So basically, like the way we do the nomination reactions, more or less, just a day apart.
Yeah.
So
And it won't be 3 separate videos. It'll just be one video like this, but it won't be a live show.
Like they were back in the day.
Correct.
It'll be as live, sort of thing. More than likely, I will set it up in terms of it will be streamed to YouTube, just so it frees up space on my computer and whatever. And then once we're done, I'll make it public, and then the following day will be the actual live stuff with chat and everything. So.
Right. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Normal, take it home.
Great. So, yeah. New McDonald's video from me is up, ready to be published in the next day or two, whenever Owen wants to let it go up. That's already there waiting, and I'm also waiting to see what is coming, I think, later this week or next week in terms of their next switch around in terms of menu stuff. On top of, other stuff and other gaming stuff that I want to get around to. So that'll be coming from me. Owen's obviously got sip and snack sort of in the pipeline and whatever. And did the 4th of July video go up yet, or is that still in the archive as well?
Oh God, no. I have lots of content you guys haven't seen yet. And coinciding with what happens every single year, given circumstances, the next Water Parks Live is going to be up on Tuesday. Obviously, I got into water parks because of a friend of mine, and it's her birthday. So every single year, I put up a water park set from the show the previous year to commemorate that. So the acoustic set from night 2 in Orlando from last year is going to go up on Tuesday. And I can confirm officially there'll be one for next year because it got announced that with the release of Red Guitar, we're getting a Prowler tour. So yes, I will be seeing water parks on the 11th of November. Yes, 11/11. Gonna get to hear 11/11 with VIP and everything. So that video will be up in 2026 as well.
And review-wise, I have seen Superman and Jurassic World and Fantastic Four and Happy Gilmore 2 and all that stuff, so that'll be spread out across the next few reviews that are coming out.
Yep. So plenty of content still to come. So much so that I almost could make us go back to daily videos. We're not going to, but I will say that I have enough content right now that we would be fine for quite a while because there's so much stuff you haven't seen yet. And like I said before, we mentioned at the very beginning of the show, Halloween is going to be a really interesting video that I'm very curious to see what people think of. We may end up having to do like a live in November just so we can discuss this with the chat, potentially. Not for sure, but you never know. Because I'm curious what everybody's going to think of that video, because the 4 of us are going to put a lot into it.
All they'll say is I need to get a whiteboard.
It's going to be Cabin in the Woods up in this piece. Anyway.
Wow, it actually really will be.
100%. It's the reason I made that reference. So that's your show. Thanks everyone joining us, whether in live or in archive. We appreciate everyone. Again, happy birthday to Josie, especially tomorrow. So yes, thanks everyone that joined us, whether in live or in archive. Go check out films and let us know what you thought about the new things that are out in theaters, whether it's the smallest independent film, it's a secret movie that runs on Mondays, or it's the big blockbuster that may or may not soar or sink. You never know. That being said, stream Red Guitar. Always remember to have the best day ever. And in the meantime, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. And until next time, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.